Welcome to Story Corner, a place where we share the triumphs, struggles, and lessons learned from everyday people. Join us as we delve into the unique experiences that shape us and inspire us to live our best lives. Subscribe now for new stories.
Fate is a strange and funny thing. It sees people come in and out of each other's lives. However, when two star-crossed lovers finally decided to tie the knot and get married, the mother-in-law had a strange suspicion. Upon checking the family photo album, she made a startling discovery, one that would shock everyone to their core. During the days we will see kinds of people. People who pass by on the street, people driving cars past us, and people that we might see every day. These are people that we might never see again and only encounter once. And then there are those who we form attachments to and make friendships with. The reality is that every individual we encounter in our daily lives, even those who may seem like minor characters in our story, could actually play a significant role in someone else's narrative. It's a humbling idea, but it's true that we can't possibly remember all of the faces we came across. Even those with exceptional memories will struggle to recall every person they've met. Over time, people change their appearance, hair color or behavior, making it difficult to keep track of everyone we meet. We come into contact with too many people to remember more than a tiny fraction of them. However, sometimes people re-enter our lives unexpectedly, even if we don't initially remember them from our past. A new friend might just turn to be an old acquaintance who we have long forgotten. Eddie was a student who had recently moved into his new university accommodation. Everything was fairly simple, but there was one thing that perplexed him: how to work the washing machine. Eddie had used washing machines before, but the one that he had at home was far less complicated and confusing than the ones at the university. There were all kinds of dials, buttons, and even a touchscreen. He felt like he needed a PhD just to figure it out. He put off using the appliance for as long as possible, trying to air things out as much as possible and even washing a few things in the sink. But his clothes started to pile up, and the time came where he had to bite the bullet and figure it out. Luckily, one of his neighbors, a girl named Heidi, had figured it out weeks before. After all, it really wasn't that hard. She offered to show Eddie exactly how the washing machine worked, and Eddie gratefully accepted her kind offer. While the washing machine was doing his thing, Eddie and Heidi got talking and they found out they had a lot in common. Eddie and Heidi hid it from the moment they met, sharing the same sense of humor and having a lot in common. Their conversations and laughter flowed late into the night, even after Eddie's clothes were finally done washing. It didn't take long for them to realize their strong connection, and soon they were a couple. 5 years later, they knew they couldn't imagine their lives without each other. They had successful careers, a beautiful home, and were deeply in love. Eddie proposed and Heidi said yes, and the preparations for the wedding began. The couple hosted a family dinner to introduce both families, who had never met before. The meal, cooked by Heidi, was a huge success and everyone got along great. However, Heidi's mother couldn't shake the feeling that she had seen Eddie before, but she couldn't quite place where. It was a mystery that left her curious. The question was bugging her, and she was racking her brain, searching for an answer. She knew she had seen Eddie and his family before, but where and when? Heidi's mother kept a poker face and didn't let on that she had suspicions about Eddie and his family. She didn't want to ruin an otherwise fun and lovely evening. She couldn't deny that the family was warm and welcoming, and she found that she enjoyed being in their company despite her mind running at 1,000,000 miles per hour, trying to figure out how she knew them. She pretended as if nothing was bothering her and nobody would have suspected otherwise. She smiled, laughed, chatted, and participated in the celebration, but once they left, she couldn't resist asking her husband in the car on their way home if he remembered them. Her husband, who was equally impressed with Eddie and his family, admitted that he had never met them before and suggested that she might be mistaken or experience a false memory. The possibility of two families having encountered each other before seemed extremely low, as they lived in different places as their opportunities for interaction were limited. Despite her husband's answer, Heidi's mother couldn't shake off the feeling that something was familiar about Eddie and his family. She felt drawn to their family photo albums, searching for any clue that could shed light on their relationship. For hours she went through the pages, studying each face and image. At times she even questioned her own memory, but she persevered, knowing that she would eventually make a breakthrough. And finally, after flipping through countless pages, the memory clicked into place. She knew that she wasn't crazy. There was a proof in photographic form. They had encountered Eddie and his family before in the most strange and unusual way. It turned out that 20 years prior, the two families had been on a vacation at the same Turkish resort. The odds were astronomical, but the young Heidi and Eddie had been inseparable. They played around the pool for the full 2 weeks of their vacation and had a fantastic time together. The parents had even shared a drink together one evening. When it came time for the two families to go home, the kids cried and hugged each other, saying that they were going to get married one day. The parents laughed, finding the whole scenario to be cute and adorable. But they thought nothing more of it after they parted and went their separate ways. Heidi's mother captured the moment in time as she took a photo of their children with their arms around each other near the pool, with Eddie's parents in the background. Though the years had passed, it was undeniable that they were the same individuals. Despite never having communicated and growing up in distinct locations, fate had brought Heidi and Eddie back together. This event seemed to be more than just a coincidence. It was just if they were meant to be together and fulfill the promise they made to each other as young children. The bride's mother shared the story leading to their wedding. There was no doubt that Heidi and Eddie were a match made in heaven. This serves as a reminder that even small characters from our past can re-enter our lives and make a significant impact.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Story Corner. We hope you were inspired by today's story and learned something new. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, keep living life to the fullest.